up, you guys? Thank you for joining. I'm just going to wait just a couple seconds so that people can join. I don't know if anyone saw my community post. I kind of posted late, but I did tell people yesterday that I would be here. So let's just wait a few seconds here as we settle in. And if you are just joining, please let us know where you're watching from. And if you were here yesterday, please let us know how that was for you yesterday. I know we had a good chat yesterday. So this is a follow-up part of this. So this is part 2, how to feel alive if you're feeling drained inside. And I think it's going to be an amazing talk. So, I'll just wait just a few seconds here. And if you guys are just joining or coming by my channel for the first time, feel free to subscribe or like this video if you like it, of course, so that, we can stay connected this way. So we'll get right into this today. We started this conversation yesterday because, what I found by working with a lot of my high achievers is that it is all about how we feel. How we feel about ourselves, how we feel in each of the moment can really dictate how productive we are, how engaged we are in life, how happy we are in life, and all of these things do matter. So today, I wanted to continue our conversation from yesterday, talking about what makes us feel alive. And if you guys want to watch the first one after this video, feel free to watch it. I think if you like this one, you'll like it. Let's get started right away. Number 1, random act of kindness. And I'm not just saying this to say, just be nice to other people. There's actually scientific evidence that when you are kind, when you do an act of kindness to other people, for other people, it actually boosts your happy neurotransmitters. It actually boosts your serotonin, your dopamine, not theirs. Well, there's 2 actually, but right now we're concerned about how you feel, not them. It actually boosts it for both people. And that's really the power of connection, power of human connection, power of human kindness. It amplifies what's already good. And it doesn't need any more effort than 2 people to actually show up with love, with genuine love and kindness. So I'm sure you guys know this. Maybe you don't. I'll talk briefly about it. But happy neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine. Serotonin is like the neurotransmitters in our brain that just makes us feel like good and peaceful. Some of this and a lot of this, when we say feeling alive, it might actually have a lot to do with these happy neurotransmitters, right? Because that's at the end of the day what makes us feel good. Hey, you guys, if you're just joining, I'm so glad you're here. Please take a moment to chat in the live chat where you're joining from. I'm super curious. So feel free to join. And here's the thing, you might already know this. This isn't like, rocket science, neuroscience. It's not rocket science. Meaning, it's not that you don't know that it feels good to do something nice and kind for people. You already know that makes you feel good, and the other person, it's really not that hard to figure out. But a lot of this, a coach comes in because it's not that you don't know, it's about implementation. It's about doing something, like taking action on it. The other week, actually, I felt this pull to do something, like a random act of kindness, especially while I'm here in Bali. Like, oh my gosh, Balinese people are some of the kindest people I've ever met. These people are amazing, super genuine, super kind, amazing people. Everywhere I go, I feel connected. Everywhere I go, people are just greeting me with genuine smiles. They call me by my name. If they've met me once, they always address my name. They are always just so kind and polite. And I'm just blown away by the level of kindness that I've been feeling from these people here. So one day I woke up and I said, I want to do something. I want to do something that's giving back to the community. And that was actually one of my intentions when I was setting my intention, coming to Bali. I didn't know what that was going to look like. I didn't even know what that meant to me at the time yet. But anyway, so I woke up one day and I was like, it would be really cool to go do something nice for children. That sounds fun. That sounds really cool. I love kids. I want to go see children and see if there's a way that I can help. And this is the thing, what would result in just going back to your normal self versus making an actual different, action, taking a different action that pulls you outside of your comfort zone is in the action. When we get these downloads all the time, these downloads that really come from our higher self, I believe, these are ideas that we all know deep down, they were for us and makes us better. But how many of those do we actually take action on? Based out of fear, based out of these conditionings of what it means, or, we start to overthink all these details of what that has to mean and what that has to look like. And then our perfectionism kicks in. We're like, oh my gosh, if I'm going to do this thing for this, these children in Bali, I want to do it perfectly. And I want to make a perfect, thing about it. And so a lot of times we stop ourselves from taking the action that we really need to. So this day, I literally just started Googling orphanages in Bali. And I said, who can I serve? Who can help? I literally just call them or message them. I say, hey, I'm just some random tourist. I just woke up this morning and really wanted to find a way to do something nice and kind. It would be so wonderful to be able to do that with, hang out with some children in whatever way that I can help. It doesn't have to be anything grand. It doesn't have to be big. I don't need any kind of documentation. I just want to come and visit. And so I finally got in touch with this one orphanage nearby. And I scheduled a meeting with her just to kind of go check it out, like what they need or, what they're like. And on, as I'm setting this up, I'm like, if I'm going to go through all this and, potentially talk to these kids and hang out with these kids, it'd be so cool if I can bring some people with me. So I am currently in this like big WhatsApp group, and I was like, okay, it'd be kind of cool to invite some people who are like-minded and who want to come by. So I messaged a bunch of people. Within 24 hours, I had like 13 or 14 people that were helping to come, whether they were donating to the cause or they actually came to the orphanage with me to see the children and meet them. And we all got to do this random act of kindness. We brought them some gifts, and we brought them like school supplies and things like that. And we're just like visitors, nothing crazy. We're not like even volunteering. We're just stopping by. And then we, just hung out with the kids, talked to them. They got to share who they are and what they want to be when they grow up. And they all like practiced their English with us, and their English was amazing. Their confidence was amazing. And they actually gifted us like a performance, like a traditional Balinese dance, so that we can get it was a way for us to connect and learn about their culture. It was a beautiful experience. We all left feeling so full in our hearts, so good, feeling so alive, because we all kind of jumped in and said, this is something that we've never done. Let's go do it. And this random act of kindness not only brought joy to these kids and the orphanage, organizer, but also to us, probably more to us than those people, made us feel alive. Anytime we serve, we feel alive. And it's so simple. Anytime we do something kind, we feel alive. It's so simple, but it's really up to you to actually take the action and do something with it. Number 2 is setting an intention for the day, for the hour, for everything that you do as much as possible. When I hopped on here today, my intention was to 1, to be of service, 2, to connect with all of you guys, and 3, to stay consistent with my words, because I said I would show up and I wanted to be here and I was so excited. When I was really setting these intentions, it helped me become really clear why I'm here. No matter what happens during this video now, I know that I showed up with that intention. And intention is just really energy. It doesn't go anywhere. Like it doesn't get destroyed, or if you put some intention forward, that energy will go somewhere. That energy will show up in other forms in your life and reflect it back to you. Knowing that, I get to cultivate this, complete trust. I get to be excited for what I get to create here, because it's about me and my intention and my relationship to my words and relationship to my intention, nothing else. Of course, there's a world where I get to connect with you guys, and that's amazing too. But for me, I feel alive knowing that I'm living out my intention right now. It doesn't matter. I'm completely detached to the outcome. I know that because I'm showing up with this beautiful intention, it's going to reach the people that it needs to. And so for me, that feels really good. And that makes me feel so alive. Number 3, gratitude. Again, very simple. My clients know this. We always start our coaching calls with gratitude. It's one of those things that we know. I mean, a lot of these things, it's not like groundbreaking, like research, like new things, right? There's definitely evidence and research now that gratitude is really powerful. It shifts our mindset. It obviously shifts our mindset right away from survival to abundance. When we start to focus on what do we already have versus what's missing, what's a problem here, it actually puts us right back into where we need to be, which is the abundant mindset, which is something that I nerd out about with my clients. Gratitude is really powerful because it makes you realize that we are already living in an abundant world. If you guys are watching this right now, take a moment. Thank you. Thank you. I like my earrings too, artist. Take a moment to please share something that you're super grateful for in this moment right now. If you're watching a replay, please comment below. What are you grateful for right now? And I really invite you to do this, because it's one thing to think it. It's another to just say it. The whole another thing to write it or type it. It's in the act. It's actually you, translating your thought, that intention into some kind of action that's going to put the energy forward out there. So take a moment right now. Share with us. What are you grateful for? I would love to know. And hi, Aurora, good to see you. I'm so glad you're here. Take a moment to share with us. What are you grateful for today? Today, I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for yoga. I don't know if you guys got to see my story, but I actually went and got my butt kicked at this new gym yesterday. And today I'm actually my body is still recovering. It is really hard to, I can just sense that my body's recovering. So just taking a little bit more extra care today, although I'm going to go back to the gym later, but I'm grateful that my body can recover and that I'm healthy. I'm grateful that you guys are here. I'm grateful that you guys are watching this, whether you're watching this now or later. I'm grateful for this beautiful weather and this beautiful environment. Valerie Strom said, I'm grateful for fresh air and family. That's really beautiful. And Valerie, feel into that for a second. It's not that you don't know that you're not grateful for fresh air and family, but isn't it so powerful? Doesn't that feel good for you to just really intentionalize typing that out, saying that out loud, or, being heard by all of us as you say that? And it's this energy shift that happens in our body that gets to be really powerful. On your own, this is something that you guys can practice. Very simple, but it's one of those things that, most people know, but won't do. And I invite you to do this if you can. Take a journal and write down a few things that you're grateful for every day. I love this journal, by the way. How beautiful is this journal? If I ever get a tattoo, I want it to be like this, like a moon and a sun. But anyway, keep a gratitude journal. Write down 3 to 5 things that you're grateful for. Or one thing I do is before I get out of bed, before I jump out of bed, I'll lay there while I first meditate, but then I also take a moment to thank a few things in my body, just in my life before I get up. Such a simple, doable practice. It makes the world of difference. It's in the doing. It's in the doing that's going to make you feel alive. Yeah. So before I go on to number 4, I'm just going to read this real quick. I'm grateful for my beautiful children and new opportunities. Hi, Dark Berry Spells. I like your name. That's cute. That's amazing. And new opportunities. I love that because that just shows that you're already in the abundant, like creative, future oriented mode. Like you're excited for new opportunities that are about to come. Like, oh my gosh, that's really powerful. I love that. You guys watching this, feel free to share what you're grateful for. That's what we're creating here together right now. So, all right, let's go on to number 4. And this is how to feel alive again. If you're feeling dead inside, or if you're drained inside, or you want to feel more alive and have more energy, this is us connecting to that life force that's already within us. Number 4, pick someone that you like, love, whatever, and tell them exactly how you feel about them without worrying about the outcome, but like your heart's truth. It could be your children, Darkberry Spells. I don't know your real name, but it could be your children. It could be your parents. It could be a new crush. It could be your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. It could be people you are very, very familiar with, or it could be a new friend. A lot of times we don't take the time to just really share what's true in our hearts. And it's so powerful because this is one thing I know. When my dad was in, he had cancer and he was dying. He literally was dying. And I'm so grateful for that time, although I don't wish upon that upon anybody. It was a difficult time, but I'm so grateful that I had that time, that I got to tell him exactly how much I appreciate him, how much I love him, exactly how I felt. Not a lot of people have those opportunities with the people that they love. Sometimes they just pass away and they never get to tell them, or they just don't have the courage to say. And I had to dig deep to connect to my truth because I knew I had limited time. But the truth is, you guys, we all have limited time. We all do. You never know the person you just saw, whether that was the last time you'll see them or not. Why do I feel like I will break down in tears if I do that? And that's perfect. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're creating here, Valerie, because when you feel something, how do you feel? You feel alive. You're connecting to your truth. You're connecting to your humanness. It's okay if you cry. It's okay if you tear up. Since when did we decide that's not okay? There's so many societal rules, right? You're not supposed to cry at work. You're not supposed to cry, whatever, on a date. Like, listen, we're just humans that have feelings. The more we can connect to that, no matter what the society says, you're gonna feel more alive. I'm not saying you have to start crying all the time to feel alive. There's so many different ways. Sometimes I cry after yoga because I'm just so grateful. Like yoga brings out so much gratitude in me and I'm just like tearing up because I'm just like so happy and grateful. In those moments, I feel alive because I feel a lot. I feel something. A lot of people just numb out and they feel nothing and they wonder why they feel dead inside because their spirit is literally dead inside. Allow yourself to feel. And this is one of the things that I dig deep into with my clients, to not be afraid to feel, because we're supposed to be this vessel that these emotions move through. The reason we feel stuck, the reason we feel burnt out, the reason we don't feel alive, the reason we feel dead inside is because there's like a stuckage in our energetic body. And we're not allowing the natural flow of the energy. Emotions are just energy. If we're feeling sad and we just hold that in, hold that in, hold that in, you're going to feel stuck. If you have so much love, yet you never take the time to really verbalize it, really share that with somebody, you're going to feel stuck. Let these emotions move through you, move through you. This is one of the quickest ways that you can start to feel alive right now in this moment. So take a moment to intentionalize speaking your heart's truth to somebody. Is it going to feel awkward at first? Sure. Doesn't matter. No. I guarantee, even if it feels a little awkward at first, nobody's going to leave that conversation feeling less connected. Nobody's going to leave that conversation feeling less alive. In fact, you're going to feel very much alive. Allow any of these emotions to come through. And you'd be surprised how much that can shift relationships. My mom and I didn't used to always have a very connecting relationship. It was very difficult for a while. It wasn't until I really dug deep to start to tell my heart's truth about the times I felt hurt, about the times that I felt like I wasn't enough for her, about the time, or about how much I love her, all of those things. And of course, without blaming the other person, because we get to own our own emotions and feelings. This has nothing to do with the other person. But when I start to really share what's on my heart openly, and I don't know about you guys, but for me, I thought it was harder to share some of this with the closest people in my life, which is so silly if you really think about it. Are we actually that close if we're not sharing vulnerably what's really on our hearts? Are we that close if we're not emotionally being intimate with our best friends, with our, family, with our parents, with our kids? And they wonder why one day they feel so disconnected from their family, disconnected from their loved ones, because they're not speaking their heart truth. Hi, Paris. Good to have you here. You guys, if you're watching this, feel free to take a moment to like this video, share this video, save this video, whatever feels good. I'm going to move forward with the next one, but I'm curious, this is landing for you guys. What questions do you have? Who will you talk to and share your feelings with today or in the next 24 hours? And I want you guys to come back and tell me how it went. I promise it's going to be so powerful. The next one, number 5, how to feel alive, part 2. Watch a motivational or uplifting video or podcast. This is why I'm so glad you guys are here. Doesn't this make you feel more alive? Because there's this transference of energy that's happening. I'm coming in with, with this energy of like wanting to serve, wanting to love on you guys and wanting to uplift y'all. And you can feel that, right? Even though I'm sitting here probably across the world or many continents away, whatever, you can probably feel that. And that's the power of these types of videos, because what energy we surround ourselves with is how it's going to impact us. Those impact our own energy fields. I try to listen to something motivational, uplifting every day. And this really impacts how I feel. I also do my affirmations every day. I also do I read this confidence formula every day. I read my vision every day. My level of motivation, my contentment and joy and happiness and groundedness, it's cultivated. A lot of people think, oh, Yuri's just that kind of person. Honestly, I think there's a lot that go into this, how I get to feel. It's not by random. Take care of my body. I take care of my mind. I take care of my spiritual health. Take care of my emotional health. I check in with myself. I reflect. I learn. These are all things that's going to help us create this energy field that's healthy, powerful, magnetic. And it is a practice, just like anything else. It's like an emotional muscle. So intentionalize watching something surrounding your field with something uplifting and motivational. And if you guys want to come here, I'm always available. I'm always here. You can always watch my videos. Number 6 is dancing. How many of you guys, when's the last time you danced? I'm just gonna go ahead and see this. You look like an angel. Oh, thank you, Paris. I truly believe, thank you. I received that compliment, as well as I truly believe that we are just reflections of each other. So thank you. And You look like an angel too. You feel like an angel, even though I can't really see you. Thank you for sharing the video on Facebook. Appreciate that. How to trust somebody after being hurt and taken advantage of in a relationship. Ooh, I love this question so much. I'm going to take a picture, or I'm going to copy this so that I can make a video on this. How does that sound? How does that sound? So I'll go ahead and do that. Thank you for asking. What is the confidence formula? So I have one that I do. I also have some that I share with my clients. So this is something that helps me just build that muscle of confidence. So yeah, maybe that's something I can do a little workshop on. Dancing is my favorite. I love it. I dance every time I want to be uplifted. I dance when I'm sober. Well, obviously. I used to only dance, I feel like, when I was like tipsy, I don't really drink that much anymore. So I can dance anywhere sober. I can sing anywhere sober, which I don't know if people can accept it sober. But, you feel powerful and sexy when you dance. Yes. And because you feel that way, you probably are. I dance in my kitchen all the time. It feels so good. Yes. So dancing, again, this is obviously, we all know, because hopefully we've all danced before, but there's also evidence that singing and dancing really does activate this part of our brain that, again, increases our neurotransmitter. So it is no coincidence that this makes us feel better. This is, literally chemicals are changing in our bodies when we do this. This is actually really important as well, because in the beginning of my coaching, I used to mostly focus on language patterns. I used to mostly focus on, theoretic, like learning about emotions are, how to communicate. And those things are really still powerful, don't get me wrong. And in the last 2 years, I've started to incorporate a lot more somatic work, because I'm realizing that there's energy that gets transmitted through our words, through the vibration of these words that we utilize and the language that we use, but also our body is such a powerful tool to shift our own energy. When we dance, I do something called priming sometimes, which really helps me prime my energy, and it has to do with movement. There's plenty of research, although I know some of it has been debunked. I still believe it. I still think it works for me. There are certain poses that really helps us feel more confident, because it's really accessing a state in our body, an energetic state in our body that is connected to feeling of winning, feeling like a badass, feeling like we're confident and sexy. And because, for example, for you, Paris, when you dance, you have connected to that feeling of feeling sexy and, powerful over and over and over again. So even when you dance, when you're not feeling that, you start to feel that, which is really powerful. So there's a lot of things that I do with our own bodies. Also, in yoga, we talk about this often, which is how we move can be really healing, and it can become such a great tool for healing. Anyways, this is something I can go more in depth at another time. Number 7, how to feel alive again. If you're feeling dead inside, or if you want to feel more energy, or if you want to feel more alive, surround yourself with people, other like-minded people who choose to see the best version of you. Community and connection is everything. Without people who truly believe in you, without people who are choosing to see the best version of you, you might feel dead inside. There's going to be people who will continue to, try to put you down or tear you apart. And they could be people you don't know. They could be people closest to you. Be mindful of that. Not saying that you can't love them anymore, but know how to protect your energy, know how to create boundaries so that you can continue to feel alive, because so much of that will start to impact your energy. It'll start to impact and drain your energy. This is one of the reasons I love the fact that I get to have these group masterminds and coaching groups, because it's literally like it like buzzes. It like literally buzzes when there's just so many amazing people who are just really there to support each other, connect with each other on a deep level, not just superficial, but like on a deep emotional level, be vulnerable and choose to see each other in the best light and choose to support each other wholeheartedly without competing, without judging, in a safe, sacred space. It's so powerful. It can really amplify our own energy, our own confidence, and the connection that we feel to ourselves as well as others. Surround yourself with people who choose to see the best versions of you because no one's perfect. It's really the matter of what do you want to focus on? I'm constantly focusing on the good parts. How does one do that if I lead a very solitary life? Well, Valerie, I have a group coaching program called Realign that's starting. I might actually have a few other workshops. Feel free to join if you want, of course. And if you are interested, please, let's connect on either Instagram. You can send me a DM or you can email me at thehappinessaddict@gmail.com, and you can go ahead and do the subject line as realign. If that is something that would be a good hybrid for you or anybody else, if you've been looking for a community where you get to upgrade yourself and your mindset with other people and start to really realign to who you really are, your best self, I'm creating this coaching group that I think is going to be incredible. I'm so excited. Oh, thank you, Paris. Appreciate that. I do love pretty earrings. Appreciate that. So, if that feels good for you, let's connect. For anyone watching this either now or later, Realign is going to be starting in just a couple weeks, closer to the last week of September or October. Details coming very soon. So I'm very, very excited. So if that feels good, let me know. I think there's so much power in surrounding ourselves with amazing people who are willing to see each other in the best versions of each other. There's actually been, again, research around this as well. When there's 8 people like choosing to focus on one reality, it is more likely to manifest. I don't know if, and I know this sounds a little bit woo-woo. It's not something I'll go too much into, but there's definitely evidence, like research that's been done. When there's like, a good amount of people that sit and meditate, they found enough correlation and enough replicable evidence that it actually decreases amount of violence around the world. I remember when the whole Ukraine and Russia, war started, I did a mass meditation on Psych2Go, and I think thousands of people ended up watching it and doing it. And yeah, I like to think that, there was this really crazy thing that happened where we all visualize like, Russian soldiers dropping their weapons and people like really just connecting from all over. And like, that was like the first news I woke up to, like literally how I envisioned it. It's so powerful when we set these energies forth. Whether it's praying or meditating, this is also another way that you can feel really alive because this also increases your own neurotransmitters, your happy neurotransmitters. So many ways, you guys. There's no reason you shouldn't feel alive because there's so many amazing ways to get there. And in fact, that is our birthright. That is our birthright, to feel alive, to feel authentic or authentically ourselves. I think that is absolutely our birthright. We have been conditioned for so many years, decades, hundreds of years that we're supposed to live in fear. And that's not true. I think there's certain times that fear is valid. If there's like a big natural disaster, yeah, fear can be valid because it's actually physical safety that's being threatened. If you're being chased by a tiger, if you're being chased by anyone really, and you're in a fear mode, I think that's valid because your physical safety is being threatened. But a lot of times, especially nowadays, when we feel fear, it's all conditioned, meaning it's more social fear rather than actual physical fear. Like you are scared to give a presentation. Funny fact, did you know that most people, statistically, number one, most common fear is public speaking. And number two is dying. Number one is public speaking, and number two is dying. I find that to be hilarious. Like, people would rather be dead in the coffin than to be the person who's giving a speech at the funeral. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, which I think is funny, because this is a perfect example of how much people have been conditioned to fear. Like, why are we scared of public speaking, right? Like, no one's gonna die from it for the most part. I guess maybe some humanitarian like speeches, so your life can be threatened, but for the most part, if you're giving a speech at your public speaking class or for your job or whatever, you're gonna be okay. It's all socially conditioned. The cool thing is, you can also condition yourself to not fear it, because if it's been conditioned and it's a learned response, it can actually be unlearned and something else could be learned. This is where I get to have fun with my clients, with my high achievers, with my entrepreneurs, anyone in between who I get to help, because it's so fun to be able to rewire some of these deeper conditioned, beliefs about who they are or what they fear and what opens up for them afterwards. So anyways, thank you so much for being here, you guys. If you're still here, feel free to like this video. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. I love that some of you guys were giving me some ideas or questions about what I can talk about a little bit, next time. And yeah, if you have any other questions, please just pretend everyone's naked. I love acting, but public speaking is more difficult. That's hilarious. Paris. Oh my God, that's hilarious. I don't know why. I can like almost hear you like giggling, Paris. Like you're probably laughing behind your screen as much as I am. But anyway, if you guys have any questions, let me know. Thank you for joining. And yeah, I am excited because should I keep going? Should I keep these live streams going? If so, watch out for the notification in my community section. I'll go ahead and announce what time I'll go live tomorrow. And if you guys have any other questions about what I can talk about, please let me know. And if you are interested in learning a little bit more about the Realign group coaching program that's going to start in October or the very last day of September, depending on where you are in the time zone. Let me know. Please DM me, message me, or email me. And I will be back. Don't leave us. I'll be back tomorrow. So it's so good to see you guys. Sending you so much love. And I will see you guys later.